Taking a while to start. There we go. Today we're going to be looking at the fillet, chamfer, and pattern tools. So fillets are any corners that are round. Some programs you may hear them call them rounds. So fillets, rounds, the idea is the same. We want to take a corner and we want to make it round like this. So something round like this means there is an arc, and if it's an arc, that means it's got a center and it's got a radius. So most of the fillets that we do, at least for on the simple stuff that we're doing here, they are fillets on right corners like this. So that makes the arc simple. That means the center is right there. You can use that center to make the fillet. But AutoCAD does it for you anyway. It's pretty straightforward. You just tell AutoCAD, I want a fillet here, and AutoCAD will make the fillet for you. A chamfer is very similar, but instead of a round fillet like this that has got a center and a radius, a chamfer is usually defined by the distances. So say for example, this chamfer here, you can see this chamfer here is C 3.5. So it's a chamfer of 3.5. The arrow is wrong. It's supposed to be a full arrow like this. 3.5 means both here, the top and the bottom, is 3.5 millimeters. So again, AutoCAD will do that for you. You just have to tell AutoCAD, I want the chamfer with distance of 3.5 here and distance of 3.5 here, and then it will do the chamfer for you automatically. So that's the fillet and chamfer. A pattern, or AutoCAD calls it an array, is simply taking one object and then making copies of it. So for example, we've got one circle here, we can use that circle to make copies of it and save ourselves a bit of time. Of course, this one is pretty simple. Don't really need an array, but it's good practice. This one will make things easier if, say for example, we know that this pattern all the way from here until here is a repeating pattern. So this one repeat here, repeat here, repeat here. Then we can just use the array to copy it around in a circle, and we save ourselves a little bit of time. That way we don't have to keep trimming to get what we want to get. Right. So that is fillet, chamfer, and pattern tools. We'll cover those tools. Then we also cover dimensions. So these are the dimensions. And normally to differentiate between dimensions and drawings, if I zoom in a little bit, you will be able to see that the dimension lines are thin, whilst the object lines are thick. So how do we control this thickness? We will control this we will control this with layers. Remember last week I told you guys about the depth points layer? Depth points. We created a new layer called depth points, and then everything that was in depth points did not get printed. Even though we see a layout, it won't get printed in depth points. So we also create a new layer. It won't be depth points layer. It'll be a new layer where we say anything sitting in that layer will be thinner. Yeah. So that's one way to that is how we control line thicknesses. That way we can throw all the drawings into the drawing layer, and then that will be a thickness. Then we can throw all the dimensions into the dimension layer. Then there will be a different thickness, or color even. But for our exercises, I want to see everything black and white, because we're going to print out and no one's going to print out color for you. We're just going to print out black and white. All right. So let's close that and then we look at AutoCAD. Okay. Give me a second. Something has gone wrong. Stop the recording here, then put both of them together.